Hello everyone, I'm Elizabeth Shaw and welcome back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, this channel is all about the narcissistic personality disorder to give you more understanding of the people you might have been dealing with in your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and how to recover from narcissistic abuse. This video is about something that we often have in common with a narcissist, which is not always, there is exceptions to the rule. Because we have this in common, it can often pull us in on that idolization stage where they are love bombing us. And the thing that we can have in common with them is that low self-esteem. Self-esteem is the evaluation that we give ourselves on our own self-worth, on our beliefs, on our emotions, on our pride, on our shame. When you have low self-esteem and you've got someone love bombing you, full of flattery towards you, raising you up and you're raising them up, when deep down you've both got low self-esteem, it's a disaster waiting to happen. Unfortunately, the narcissistic person is the one that will exploit the person with empathy and bring those further down to make the narcissistic person feel better within themselves. And they do this by devaluation. They don't just come along and devalue you straight away because you would know that something is wrong. What they do is they raise you up, they put you on that pedestal, they flatter you and they love bomb you with gifts, make you feel better about yourself, and in turn you give them attention and make them feel better about themselves. Then once they've got you hooked, they then will start to devalue who you are as a person. Quite often, because you've got that low self-esteem anyway, it's incredibly easy to then begin to chip away at yourself while you've got them manipulatively chipping away at you. It's very difficult because we can often think that things are too good to be true, and they can be too good to be true. By the time we're in that place where they're devaluing us, we are often in a place where we can't walk away as easily as we could in the beginning. When it comes to a lack of self-esteem, narcissistic people, those with the narcissist personality disorder, will bring other people down. They will devalue other people, they will chip away, they will judge, and they will criticize other people to feel better about themselves. We can then in turn devalue ourselves and not feel good enough as a person, which then in turn kind of matches what the narcissist is saying to us. So we live in that reality where we had it so good with them and everything was meeting their expectations, going above and beyond our expectations. So we live that reality. And then because we've got that underlying self-esteem issue, not always, and they're devaluing us and chipping away at us, that's also matching that reality of the belief that we hold within ourselves about ourselves, which causes that cognitive dissonance within our minds when our beliefs and our realities are just not quite matching up. And a narcissist is very good at offering that intermittent reinforcement of the idolization stage, the love bombing stage, when we get something right to suit them, so that we question ourselves more and question our behaviour more and question who we are more and not their behaviour. And often the more they sink our self-worth, the more they sink our confidence, the more we believe their words, and the more their words will then match our reality, because the less we begin to take care of ourselves and the more we begin to take care of them, the less our opinion is of ourselves, because we might not be taking care of our needs as much. When they cause those arguments to stop us going out, when they chip away at our hobbies, when they chip away at our strengths, when they chip away at our insecurities, we then start to believe them more and more and more. We then start quitting our hobbies, no longer going out with our friends, losing more and more confidence within ourselves, making what they are saying to us all that more believable. And often People who, on the other end of the scale, people who lack self-esteem often want to raise other people up to feel better about themselves, so that they don't feel how they feel within themselves. They don't want other people to feel bad. With that combination of a narcissist with the lack of empathy and someone with empathy that have both got low self-esteem, you have got one person that's trying to pull another person down, and you've got one person that's doing all they can to help and try and raise that other person up without realizing that that person is dragging them down. And the scales are always going to be uneven, as you are always going to try to help them and they are always going to try and help themselves by taking you down. As they hold that belief that they are superior to other people. So when things happen within a narcissist's life that goes against that belief that they are superior, they will pull people down to feel superior within themselves. Whereas people not on the disorder that feel inferior can often bring themselves down. So to try and help other people, they can often put themselves down to make other people feel better about themselves. Narcissists are known to be very envious of other people, and the way they handle this envy is by tearing other people down, by destroying other people, again because of their low self-esteem, to feel better about themselves. Whereas other people, that envy is a emotion that most people have, and people that feel envious of something often use that as a means to acknowledge it is something they want in their life. They can be pleased for what that person has, and they can go to try and achieve that for themselves. A narcissist will spot what someone else has and try to exploit that person to achieve it for themselves. They'll not work hard to achieve it for themselves. They'll either destroy what they are envious of, or they will go all out to take what that person has that the narcissist is envious of. Their admiration face, to cover up for their low self-esteem, they are seeking that admiration to make themselves feel better within themselves. As often we can put ourselves down to try and make other people feel better about themselves. And in that narcissistic relationship, in that environment, it's just toxic. It's always going to be detrimental to your self-esteem and who you are as a person. Narcissists often do seek attention, especially the grandiose narcissist. Even the fragile narcissist, by playing the woe is me victim, they are trying to seek that attention to feel better about themselves, blaming all others for their problems, to make them feel better about themselves so they don't have to be held responsible for their own life by blaming other people. So narcissistic people are always trying to get that attention. They can get that attention by showering you with flattery, showering you with gifts, love bombing you, idolizing you. So you give them that attention. And then as relationships progress, as they stop showering you because that's not who they authentically are, they then turn to devaluing you because they feel like you are no longer meeting their needs. People not on the disorder that can have low self-esteem, they can almost push attention and admiration away. They can find it very difficult to accept compliments from other people because they don't have that belief within themselves. Narcissists have that entitlement. They believe they are entitled to that special attention. They believe they are entitled to have whatever they want in life, however they go around to achieve getting that for themselves. They believe that it is their right and they deserve to have it. That entitlement, narcissists put themselves before other people as they believe that they are entitled to have what they want when they want it. People with empathy tend to put other people before themselves, to try and help other people out, to try and raise other people up, to try and work together to achieve the best outcome for everybody involved. A narcissist is only interested in achieving the outcome that serves them. And with their lack of empathy, They don't care for who they hurt along the way. With your empathy, you care for them. The idolization opens up that object's consistency within you. So when there is conflict, when there is distance, you still love and care about them. You still respect them. You still want to help them. Narcissists are often lacking in object consistency. So when things aren't going their way, they simply just do not have the empathy to care for how their behaviour affects you. They just shift the blame, they escape, they don't hold themselves accountable, they don't believe they're responsible, they think it's your fault that you are feeling the way you're feeling when things aren't working out between the two of you. They believe it's down to you and not them. With a narcissist, if they feel criticism, they can go on the sulks and they can go on the silent treatments to try and get that attention shift, to try and get you to work harder to please them. And because you don't want people to feel low, you don't want people to feel bad, you can almost chase after them to try and raise them back up. And they, at the same time, are also criticising you with those sulks and silent treatments. They're almost invalidating you and telling you that you aren't good enough to deserve that communication. And we can believe then that because we live the reality of the idolization stage, we can believe that we did something wrong to deserve that treatment. When they offer that intermittent reinforcement of playing nice, that matches the reality that if we conform to how they want us to behave, everything will be all right. And as soon as we step out of their line, everything goes to pot. They will also criticise us to put us down because of that envious face, because they don't want us achieving more than them. They will say things like, should you really do that? Do you think you're capable of doing that? So that we question ourselves and don't achieve our true potential because they feel envious that we might achieve more than them. Instead of them working hard, they would rather bring other people down to feel better within themselves. They use triangulation to devalue people. They will say things like, you know what they think of you, to put that insecurity into your mind that other people don't think you are capable of doing something. So the narcissist kind of shifts it away from them and blames somebody else so that you are the one left questioning yourself and devaluing your own self-worth. They will turn up late. People can run late if it's just who they are. If it's a person that is just always late for everything because they are an unorganized person, that's just who they are. It's no reflection on you. That's who they are. A narcissist can purposefully run late to show that you don't matter, to show that you're not important to them, to make you on edge, to make you question why they are late. They will purposefully invalidate you. They will tell you you're stupid. They will tell you that you're an idiot. They will tell you that it'll not work. They will tell you that you're not capable because they're not capable, because they don't want to see you doing better than them. They don't want to raise you up. They don't want to lift you up. They want to pull you down to feel better about themselves. Meaning they will belittle you to make you feel bad. They will say things like, you really think that? Is that really your opinion? So that you're the one led to doubt and question who you are as a person, lowering your confidence, lowering your self-esteem as they further manipulate and they further their control over you. The gaslighting, so that reality just doesn't match up anymore. They will promise things and then they will break those promises to make you feel not worthy, but they will also gaslight you by saying, I never said that. That never happened. You're always on the lookout. You're always questioning yourself. This is draining to who you are. Living in that confusion means that you're not always able to take care of yourself correctly, which then matches the narcissist's words when they turn around and say, are you really going to wear that? When they are invalidating who you are as a person, because you're no longer in a place where you can take care of yourself, because you are constantly being devalued by them. The realities begin to match up and you begin to believe what they are telling you rather than seeing the extent of what they are actually doing to you as a person. And they will blame shift. They cannot take responsibility for their own behaviour, so they will blame shift. Often what a narcissist is accusing you of doing is what they're actually doing. What a narcissist is usually projecting onto you when they're telling you that you're insecure, you're too sensitive, you're jealous. That is usually what the narcissist is feeling, as these are normal human emotions, and as narcissists are often playing a game over here to make you feel that way, but they will distract you from the game they are playing by getting you to focus on how your emotional reactions to their behaviour is wrong. It distorts your reality, and it makes you question who you are as a person, and it makes you question those emotions, and it makes you look more towards the narcissist, the person who's devaluing you, the person who's sinking you, the person who's destroying your self-esteem, for answers, not realising they are the person that's bringing you down so that they can feel better about themselves. A narcissist devalues because of their low self-esteem, because their beliefs about who they are as a person often don't match the reality they're getting, that reality gap that they hold. So they have to bridge that gap by putting other people down, so that the beliefs they hold, that they are special, that they are entitled, that they are superior to others, are more of a reality to them. They just go about it by harming, hurting, upsetting and devaluing other people. There's a few ways to feel self-worth in life, and one is by raising other people up to feel better within yourself. And then there's the quick way, which is bringing other people down, destroying other people to feel better within yourself. Although in the long run, it's only going to make you feel worse about yourself. So narcissists end up doing it all the more, hurting more people, losing more people, and in that cycle where they can never quite work out what is going wrong in their life, as they are too busy blaming everyone else. You, on the other hand, often look at yourself and question yourself, and what could I do better? Where did I go wrong? And that's an excellent quality to have, because that means you can learn from past experience. That means you can grow as a person, and that is something to start building your self-esteem on, the fact that you can take responsibility for your own actions and your own behaviour and your own thinking, but you also need to learn to pass responsibility back for someone else's thinking, someone else's behaviour. When they program you to think and feel a certain way, you need to start catching yourself as, is this what I think of myself, or is this what someone in my past has told me to think about myself? It's about practicing how you talk to yourself, catching yourself on words that don't work for you. Instead of telling yourself that you can't, start to tell yourself that I can, and find little things to do to prove to yourself that you can, to start building your own self-esteem up. That inner voice, you start telling yourself that I am a survivor. I can handle a lot. I can do this. I can work through things. I can survive. I can achieve. I can do better. I can achieve better for myself. I am a kind person. I am a loving person. I do try to help people. I have courage. I have strength. I am coping better each day. I am getting there. And practicing saying these things to yourself over and over again to build your own self-esteem back up. The thing is, we can often, to build our self-esteem up, try to please others, and this can lead us into pleasing the wrong people. And there's nothing wrong with pleasing other people, but if other people are going to exploit you, like a narcissist will exploit you for trying to help them, we have to learn to recognise what they are doing and walk away from that person. We have to start living in our conscious thoughts. We have to start listening to our own inner voice and throwing out that inner critic, especially that inner critic that other people have placed in there, and putting in the thoughts that will work for us, that will benefit us to build our self-esteem back up. We have to accept what we cannot change in life. Often when it comes to a narcissistic person with their future faking and other manipulative methods, it gives us that false hope that we can achieve that, and it never hits the mark. But that hope keeps us locked in. So we have to accept things that we cannot change about other people. We cannot change about ourselves. We have to accept those things for what they are, so that other people cannot bring us down on them. And then we have to improve on what we can improve on. Things that we're not happy about, we can learn to improve on those things. So if a relationship is constantly dragging us down, at some point we have to realise that that person is not for us, and the only way to improve is to let that person go and live their life how they want to live their life, and that we cannot help them, but we can help ourselves, and we can move on to have and create a better life for ourselves. It's not to be mean to that person. That person sees us as someone that brings them down, sees us as someone that isn't there for them. So we are actually helping them by walking away from them. It's switching that belief around in your mind of, instead of feeling guilty for walking away from someone that you love and care about, it's finding the belief that helps you move on from that person. Because abuse is abuse, and narcissistic people have a very, very manipulative way to make you feel guilty, to make you feel obligated, and to give you that false hope. So we have to shift our beliefs around to lose that hope, to lose that guilt, and to lose that obligation to somebody who only seeks to destroy us, devalue us, because we are worth more. People who love and care about you as you treat other people, as you like to raise other people up, people who love and care about you would want to raise you up as a person. It's about accepting behaviours from people that you would treat people, and no longer accepting behaviour from people when you wouldn't treat someone like that. So if there's a certain behaviour someone is acting towards you like, and you would not act like that to somebody else, that person is not for you. We can only be responsible for our own thoughts, our own opinions, and our own behaviours. We cannot be responsible for other people's thoughts, opinions, and behaviours, because that gets us locked into trying to help people that we shouldn't be helping. Narcissistic people do this, but they twist it that other people's behaviour, other people's thoughts, other people's opinions, that is why their life is going so sucky. They blame it all on other people. We often blame ourselves a little bit too much, and we often take responsibility for other people's behaviour that we shouldn't. In reality, we have to start defining who we are as a person, that only our opinion actually matters of who we are. If someone says something to us, we can look at it and reflect and think, is that truly my intention? And if it's not your intention, we need to swiftly move that back out and think, that is on that person. That is that person's intention, projecting that onto me. That is not who I am. We have to own our own beliefs and not let other people take them from us. Narcissistic people and bullies often pass the blame. Empaths and people that care about other people often take the blame, which is why we have to practice our own beliefs, practice our own thoughts, practice our own opinions. When it comes down to our beliefs, we have to stick to them for us, not to enforce them onto other people. Narcissists, bullies, they are the ones that would try and force their beliefs onto other people because they believe they are right and everybody else is wrong. We have to hold on to our beliefs for who we are as a person. We can accept that people have different beliefs. We can also accept that we don't have to fall into their belief system. That's who they are as a person. They're entitled to be who they are as a person, as are we. People who are trying to force their beliefs on us when we're not forcing ours on them, they are not the people we want to be around. And practice Giving yourself compliments and giving other people compliments, genuine compliments, and practice accepting compliments. Often people with low self-esteem find it very, very difficult to accept a compliment. Narcissistic people, they go all out to flatter people, those false compliments. They will use flattery to gain compliments so that they can get that attention for themselves, or they will play the victim to gain compliments, to get that attention for themselves. Often when someone says something to compliment you for who you are, you can often brush that to one side when you've got low self-esteem, because you haven't got that belief within yourself. So starting to learn when someone pays you a genuine compliment, to say thank you, and giving people genuine compliments can actually raise your own self-esteem. It's learning that difference between when someone says something that is a compliment that you don't believe within yourself. Say you've drawn an amazing picture that you don't quite think is good enough for you, and somebody compliments you on that picture because they believe it is good enough. That is a genuine compliment. Someone who says, "Oh, you look good in that." In what? In what exactly do I look good in? That is flattery, because they haven't noticed what you're actually wearing. They're just offering you look good in that, waiting for you to respond with a compliment to them, to boost their ego, to boost their self-esteem. Mindfulness is one way to start working on your self-esteem and no longer allow other people to devalue who you are as a person, because you are worthy, you are worth more than having someone who belittles you, who takes you down, who gaslights you, who tries to destroy your life any way they can. You are worth so much more than that. And things to work on to build on your self-esteem are, it all takes practice, practicing your conscious thoughts, throwing out those negative thoughts, working on the things that you can change within yourself, accepting those things that you cannot change within yourself. And there's other things like meditation, so that you get more in tune with your thoughts and your feelings, learning to listen to your instincts and what they are telling you, learning to listen to your emotions and what they are telling you, and handling your emotions the right way. Yoga, that is also very good for becoming more in tune with who you are as a person. Exercise releases those endorphins and helps motivate you, helps you feel physically stronger and better about who you are as a person. Healthy eating, reading, finding the hobbies, finding the things that you enjoy for you. When it comes to reading, trying to read that positive material that will lift you up and not bring you down. Or if you are learning about stuff that is negative, finding something afterwards to raise you back up, to lift you back up, to bring you back out of that negative mindset and to move on to that positive mindset. Finding the things that you are passionate about. And one way to do this is the things that you enjoy talking about with other people. What do you find interesting? Because the things that you find interesting are often the things that you are passionate about, and are often somewhere an area you can work on in life to build your self-esteem. The more knowledge you gain on that area, the more confident you will become on that area, and the more self-esteem you will have for who you are as a person. And not everyone has to agree with you. That doesn't matter. The right people will agree to disagree with you. The wrong people will try to tear you down to feel better about themselves. I shall add the video in the description on working on your thoughts, on working on your self-esteem, some other ideas. Sometimes it all depends how we listen to something, or the way something is said, that just gives us that light bulb moment. Please add into the comments anything that's helped you build on your confidence to help other people, because what works for one person doesn't always work for another person. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope everyone has an amazing day. Bye.